goes to all of the deer that we wanted to eat and we did not kill, so I am expecting some money.
We did take care of it.
Yeah, Ryan will start.
We did meet the rocks.
So I just want to say, Courtney, let me officially welcome you as the sixth member of the Survivor.
You won? We didn't know that.
How does it feel?
Oh my gosh, I am just completely overwhelmed. I came into the game hoping and aiming for the final two, but I was just super out of my element, and I'm really proud of myself that I took the risk that I did, and oh my gosh, I still can't believe that this is real. So, thank you.
Good job, Courtney.
Thank you.
So we have some, obviously, lots of positive stories. I'm seeing smiles, even though, you know, there were people who left this game and were like, oh my God, that just happened to me. So, tell me, who here has any regrets? All right. Let's speak to those. Who would like to talk about that regret?
Adam first.
Okay. Yeah. Do not put the idol on your crotch. That burlap it rubs all over. Gives you a rash. You need extra aloe for that. So
That's your
regret.
only idol regret?
My only regret.
Okay.
Rub it on the crotch.
Fantastic.
I'm not playing it, yeah. Jen, did you want to say something?
I have huge regret. Actually, the minute I went out of the game, I instantly had regret, and I felt really bad because I left Greg alone, and he was my #1 guy, and the first thing that I thought was, is he gonna tell Laura what I said? And then because I didn't want her mad at me, and then the second thing was that I really regretted not telling my tribe that I was going. So I hope to redeem myself very soon.
Ooh.
Yes. So that's my regret.
Any other regrets?
I regret not playing my idol.
I could not.
I don't regret showing you all that I found it.
I regret not lying to Bryce, apparently.
What?
I regret not lying to Bryce.
So you guys put your stamp on the game in lots of interesting ways. The use of the Rubik's Cube is now part of our parlay. The Evans strategy.
I know.
Evan's got to counter that.
I got it wrong.
That was actually Dion who started that.
Oh.
So I have to
It was
pass
on the
credit.
Appeasy tribe before we were on
Yeah.
with Hannah, so and a few of those other people. So when it started, Evan was the first person to pitch it to that tribe.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll amend that in the wiki.
Yeah.
So who else believes they put their stamp on the game, that when people look back at this? All right, tell us how.
Yes.
Oh, the pants.
That's it.
Yeah, pussy pants. Pussy pants. Anyone else thinks you guys are super fans? You all know about evolution of strategy. Rob C. Who evolved this game? Let's go over here.
Greg and Jack.
I think for most of the people who talked to me, which unfortunately is like not most of the merge, but like for those of you who did get the chance to work with me, I am very insistent on a couple things: passion in the game, loyalty in the game, and commitment. And so for us, that's what we hammered down every single challenge, every single vote. I wanted to work with people that cared about this game. And I think we definitely saw it. Courtney, you can tell, is very passionate about this. Maria is very passionate. And these people who made it very far were very passionate. And it's really rewarding to just like hammer that into people because we're all super fans. We all wanted to be here. But it was really, really cool to see like that same fire that I know I have in everyone else around me. So I really appreciated that. I don't think that's like my stamp on the game. I think we all put a stamp on the game that way. So.
Jack.
Yeah. I think there's one person who really put their stamp on the game with like a new strategy. You know, at the first challenge, most of us probably strategized to grab a tarp, but I'd like to pay my respects to Pocket.
Can I ask you a question?
I do regret that. Hey, we regret that too. Yeah.
A lot of us would like.
To go first.
A lot of us would like to know if Peppy is. How old you are, and if anything you told us was real.
Okay, first of all, I'm 20 years old. I don't know how guys know this. I actually got married 10 days before coming out here. So I cut my honeymoon a little short and came back.
Sorry to her husband.
So you, so you weren't modeling in Puerto Rico?
I was in Puerto Rico, not modeling there, on my honeymoon there. But I think like the majority of everything else, Jill actually came up to me yesterday and she was like, I just wanted to make sure like what was complete bullshit and what was actually real, and so we had a good long talk about that.
Were you in the Wendy's commercial?
Yes, I was. My first national ad was a Wendy's commercial, so, or a Burger King commercial dressed as Wendy's. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
I feel blindsided. You didn't lie about your age. You're 18 years old. And you turned 18 literally, but 5 days before the game.
Youngest ever, so.
Yep.
How do you feel like you left your mark on the game as the youngest ever? Probably the youngest we'll ever have.
Yeah, I have a couple like regrets about the way I played. I think I came out a little bit too hard, and I mean, you guys saw it, I was blindsided. Like the other tribe thought I was even idled out, but I was just good, clean blindside. But you know, I was glad. I think I played well in the challenges. I think I did a pretty good job strategically, although I think my age never really got me in a core of an alliance, because you know, with Justin, Maria, and Courtney, I was kind of with them, but they definitely were the inside of that. And I think people perceived me and Jill to be working more closely than we actually were. And then also with Greg, Bryce, Dez, I think they were all kind of close. Like I was in with them, but I think they're closer together than they really were with me. So, I mean, I was glad I was taken out for, you know, playing a good game rather than just being a weak player in the beginning. So it was fun to be out here and play.
Scott, Bill, and John, you've all been very much involved with Durham Warriors in the past. So you must have had a lot of expectations going into this. One at a time, I'd love to hear what met your expectations and what surprised you.
I think, you know, being a part of 4 other seasons on the other side, I was looking forward to coming out here just because it's different. I think if you get locked in, like knowing your way around, so I was excited about that. I think when you get over here, just connecting, we're the older people, like I think of my kids, like I think I'm a cool dad, and when I'm making these jokes, I'm like, I think it was Laura said, you sound like Jonathan Penner. I'm like, yeah, he sounds like Alan Alda, and they all look at me like, who's Alan Alda? They're like, you know, MASH, Hawkeye. They're like, crickets. I'm like, oh boy, I'm in trouble here. So haymakers. I don't know what haymakers are, but yeah. So just, you know, trying to connect with some folks a little younger than you. I was excited for a bit because when I got on this merge, now I'm the 4th oldest person, not the oldest, but didn't quite work out. But that's okay.
Yeah. So being involved with Durham Warriors last year, I kind of knew a little bit about the schedule, but adding an extra day this year kind of put questions in everybody's mind. But the event itself really met and exceeded expectations. It was an awesome event. Could have done with a little less rain. But being the oldest person here, you know, I got to give a big up to all the old people who are considering playing. Because you know, I was happy to compete in some of the challenges at a level of, you know, these 20 and 30-year-olds. In the one swimming challenge, I was out there, I think with Adam, had just turned 32. Like he spent the night in the woods in the rain on his 32nd birthday, you know, because he said he wanted to do something wild and crazy. But I was out there with 2 20 and 30-year-olds, and I was the first one to the buoy. And then when we had and my pants were at my knees for that whole swim. Okay. And then when we had that beanbag thrown thing at the blocks, Jack and Justin in front of me couldn't even hit the table. Okay, so then I was able to take some blocks out. So it is difficult to relate to the younger people sometimes, just because, you know, 40 years different in age. But great event, regardless of your age. Consider applying.
Yep. The transition from Maine to here, it has been seamless. I am so impressed. I kind of figured we'd be getting glitches left and right, but from our point of view, there were no glitches. Everything was as smooth as can be, and I'm really impressed with the property and Ian and Jordan's generosity for letting us use it. It's a wonderful place. So
Yeah.
it's my new Durham.
There is one other. Katie, you stepped in. Tell us about the experience.
Yeah, I was planning to be here this week as a tribe handler, and some people had some unfortunate circumstances and couldn't make it. So John asked me to step in at like 9 or 10 on Wednesday morning. So I just had a few hours to prepare and get some things ready. It's honestly, it was a little bit nerve-wracking at thinking like, could I do this again? And as the game started and there was all this rain, I was definitely thinking, oh, why did I agree to do this? Because this was way harder in terms of the elements compared to last year. But overall, I just thought if I could just make the merge, which is what I just barely missed last time, and get that more full experience being on the jury, and that was pretty awesome. I think on top of that, winning 2 individual immunities, I never thought that that's something I could do. So just being able to push myself that much farther, I'm pretty proud of how far I made it, and to do it with such amazing people. So
how many of you, I mean, you're all fans, how many of you after this experience, especially that first night, are thinking, the real thing? Hell no. And who's now thinking, I survived this, hell yes? Hell yes?
Spillman, here we go.
I was thinking,
Mommy, Dad.
We could survive that.
Jody texted me back. And I'm old enough now, Jody.
Also, this question. So, you may know that we do a fan favorite. Who feels like they might be in the running? Who should be your fan favorite?
Bryce.
Or
Dion and Bryce. Dion or Bryce.
And Laura. We'll find out if the audience
Bryce.
agrees. Who here has heard whispers about what this guy's doing right here, Facebook Live? Have you heard how many people are checking in on you?
I just heard thousands.
What was our last count?
Queen Sandra?
No way.
This morning the count was.
This morning the count was, we had reached, it was over 70,000 people, and that was this morning. And every.
What?
70,000 people?
Yeah. Yes.
Viewers, yep.
Yeah, viewers, I'm sorry. And we've had over 30,000 engagements, which is comments, likes, shares, and that was before anything started. Each day, things have been doubling. Can I, maybe not now, but there's a few comments in here that are really interesting.
You can mention the one comment. The one comment is appropriate.
And one regarding, I think, Katie's replacement. If I'm correct, am I correct?
Why don't you make the comment from the person, we'll talk about that from the production side.
Okay, thanks. So this one, let me go back a little bit. Yes, this comment, can I say who it is?
Absolutely.
Ramona Gray Amaro, is that how you say it? It says, thank you. I was one of those that ended up not making it. Sad face.
Survivor Borneo.
Yeah. Wow.
Somebody leaked that one and we found out about that.
We'll take care of them accordingly.
But you've had so many survivors watching. Sandra's been in it nonstop. Jeff Varner's been in it nonstop. Matt Bischoff. Sunday. And we really want to thank all of you. I'm sure I'm missing some, but we want to thank you for keeping these feeds going, for sharing them on your pages. You guys have made this an amazing experience.
Thank you.
So definitely we were going to end on the winner, but Rachel, you had a similar story to Katie. Did you get to say what your journey was just for the reunion show purposes? You were late into the game too.
Yeah, Saturday at 1 a.m. I happened to check my email. It was from, I can't even remember because it was a blur that someone had dropped and invited me in. I was 4 hours later on a mountain running 32 miles in a race, so didn't have time to, process it as I was, running for 9 hours. And then having not healed properly, coming here, not being able to hardly walk out of the car with jello legs and blisters and not having eaten properly, I was depleted. But I really want to say that I'm sad that I found this and it has nothing to do with the game. So, I'm really sad about that, but okay.
There's a lot of them.
Souvenir.
Steven, you know what that coin is. Would you like to explain that?
Oh, yes.
What?
There was a game played here last year that those coins were used for, and that I played in. So I definitely found one, gave it to Hannah, said, I don't know what this is, just to see what she would do with it.
Yeah, how'd you do in that game?
Yeah, how'd you do?
I came in second.
Yeah. There's a few people that haven't spoken, so maybe like one great memory you have. Like I don't think Laura's like said anything by herself. Kathy,
Adam in the back.
Adam in the back.
Dion.
Well, I'll end with that, then went on for it.
Let's start with Adam and just work our way up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, came into this game as a 32-year-old Bostonian waiting for a birthday cake. So, a little upset, didn't get to go on a reward challenge, kind of pissed. Every time I play Mario Kart, everyone kills yellow. Every time I play Roblox, everyone kills yellow. So I appreciate everyone coming into the game with that same strategy. God damn it, I was a victim. I got blindsided. My showmance was a lot younger than I thought, and she was married. So.
To 70,000.
Single, ready to go.
But otherwise, these guys are smart for sending me out early, and they're all a bunch of scumbags, but I still love them at the end of the day. So I would have been too crazy if you let me get too far, because I'm a chaos player, I don't keep secrets, and I piss people off. So let me say.
Were you toning that down during? Because I don't.
I'm an actor, Bryce.
I did not hear that accent anytime.
I've never lost so much in my life until coming here, but it was also one of the best experiences of my life. So I don't know how those two things can go together, but they did it here, and that's all because of you guys. So thank you.
And I have never won so much in my life.
And look where we ended.
Yes, so that was incredible. I am proud of myself that was one of my fears, like what if I come in and I just fail at challenges. So like the minute I learned I was on, I like bought a whole bunch of materials and I made puzzles and I balanced things. So I was proud that all of that paid off, and I mean I loved this. You should definitely apply if you have any interest at all.
Dion.
I think the main thing for me is I can't apply for the real show. This is the closest experience you can get to the real thing, and that's how this whole experience was pitched to me. Because I know that a lot of the former contestants who have played this have said it is the closest thing to the real thing. So if that's any that makes it more bearable for you guys if you do want to go through with the real thing, like it's hopefully going to be similar and just a much longer experience, because I know that after 4 days, 5 days, we're like still like craving more. Like this was a super fast experience, but I was hoping I wouldn't be as much of the center of attention as early in the game, and I think my spot here in the center of all of these people is extremely fitting. So, but I want to thank everybody for the experience. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity for me, really.
Dion.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I never know what to say when all these cameras are right here in front of me. I never knew what to say at Tribal. I had so much fun, and yeah, I like loved it. Like I didn't play with any of y'all, but I played with all of us, and I love these people. And even though I had to take that part out, it's been a blast, and I recommend it to everybody. So.
Well, coming in as a 48, almost 49-year-old, I was very nervous and just out of my element. I mean, I do crazy things anyway, but this is like insane. And I didn't know what to expect. The strategy part kind of freaked me out a little bit. But I wanted to get to know people, and I'm a relationship person, and I know there's some of you I didn't get to know, but I just genuinely like everybody, so anytime I voted anybody off, I'm like, I'm so sorry. But I'm proud of how far I got, because I don't even know how many tribal councils I survived, because I can't keep track of anything. So I survived, and I just appreciate this experience.
Yeah. Just to add to that, absolutely, as production, as being in the voting booth every time, being here, always being sad. And I'll never forget when Mike came to Ago to tell them that we were basically going to do the tribe spot. Kathy stared down Mike and with no remorse said, "I hate you." There was no sarcasm in that, like just straight up.
Just kidding.
Call me.
So for me, I think a big part of, because I feel similar, like, you know, you kind of feel like, will you ever get to the actual show? And you think, well, what can you do? And I've heard about this, and so I was excited to do it. Of course, up until the moment I came, very like paranoid, going, do I really want to do this? Then sitting with these guys under that no tarp structure, just going like, why am I here? And of course, I was hoping I'd end up further that way, but the thing I was looking forward to the most, aside from playing, was just figuring out who my cast would be, and I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes from here. It's nice to be part of like a family, community. So I'm excited to be here and see what comes of this. So.
And the viewers, real quick, the viewers want to know the vote. It was 6-1. They want to know who the Maria vote was.
I was the Maria vote.
And why? Just so they know.
I was over in jury just going, this is so hard. This is so hard. And Justin turned to me and he said, go with your gut. And I know that's the Kellen move and probably not the smartest move, but
whoa, I thought it was smart.
I know. But I got up there and I thought about both of them, and I really liked how Maria said how she was a calming force, and thinking about who I could have worked with. I know that Maria was always she looked me in the eye and was very calm, and that's how I made that vote.
And we'll let Courtney have the last words, but I think the three main people doing your confessionals, we want to say something before we leave, but you're going to have the last word for the interview part.
Just wanted to say, well, I'll save the pragmatic stuff for later, but just wanted to say, strongest cast from top to bottom, best confessionals top to bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Collectively, I mean, we've had some
excited to
crazy,
watch.
spiky, like, great confessionalist people, but just top to bottom, just bringing it on camera.
You guys brought it.
And just getting to know you as people. It's always a privilege on this side. I hope some of you join us on this side, because it's a totally different experience over here, and it's magical and it's wonderful. We love having you as a part of the family now. We run around in the woods and we chase you around and we inflict all these things on you because you earned it and you brought it and we loved it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
To echo Andy, I just want to say it was a pleasure meeting you all. And one of the hard parts of being over here is that we kind of have to remove ourselves a little bit from the game. So I look forward to kind of getting to know you more than I could have in the game. So just again, welcome to the Survival Challenge family, and I'm looking forward to, as Bryce said, kind of just this is kind of from experience too speaking. This is like the beginning of this whole experience of this family. So just it's a really fun ride.
I've been here since season 1, and I watched I won't say how many application videos, but there were a lot. So, and to see you from that video and a screenshot from your YouTube video to your sizzle reel to right now through this 5-day game, and I hope to be your friend forever. So, you get to end it.
Final thought.
Can I
Well-
get my idol?
What's that?
Here, you can have mine.
You have a final word.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone who put this on. This was an amazing experience, and it far exceeded my expectations. And thank you to all of you. I had a blast. I loved getting to know all of you, and definitely appreciate your vote. I am really proud of myself that I was able to make it this far. I was so unsure coming into this game whether I could do it. And that first night, I thought about quitting. I didn't know if I could make it through not only the physical elements but the strategy. And I'm just so proud that I pulled through and I took risk, and it far exceeded all of my expectations. It was an amazing experience. So thank you to everyone who contributed to this. Yeah. So.
All right.